Yo, what's going on, my fellow Avengers Squad members? Now, today's video, as you guys see on the title, we have Evan here. Today, we'll be talking about the delay situation, and also we'll be speculating on which game events will Marvel's Avengers appear in. Now, say what's up to him, Evan.
What's up, true believers? I'm back again with the main man, Lejeune, once again talking about Avengers because, there's a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir.
There is a lot to talk about.
Now, if you guys know, or you should already know already, Avengers has been delayed to September the 4th, and honestly, it got mixed reviews, so it was some good and bad, but honestly, I think it was the smartest move they could really do, and it was pretty obvious that they was going to delay it, because if you guys remember, we were supposed to get the beta and the collector's edition revealed this last year, and if they would have stick to it now, we would have had 4 months. They could have did the beta or releasing the collector's edition probably in March. Then they could have released the beta, but then again, if they would have released the beta, it wouldn't have been enough time for them to really get the feedback and to go and change a few things before the game officially comes out, because it come out in May, and it's a lot to tweak if you're doing a multiplayer, especially an online game with this type of a game. Trying to fix little things that you get from a feedback from beta it takes a long time, honestly, and I feel like in that little 4-month period that they was trying to do it in, it was not gonna happen. It was gonna have some bugs and some things that would probably make the game, break the game of some sort. But that's I rest my case on that one, because I feel like it was a smart move for them to do it, and it was pretty obvious. And honestly, I'm happy they delayed it, honestly, because we can get some improvements on the game and some new additional stuff that could be added to the game, like some sort they could add in a new area we could go to, probably Asgard, or they probably do a tweaks to Asgard of some sort. So it's a good thing that they delayed it overall, because we get new stuff, but then again, we getting additional months for the game till the game comes out, and that's a long time that we have to wait for it. I think it's about 5 months, 6 months now we have to wait, or 8, I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah, until September. So now, when originally going to release in May, so from that time it would have been 3 to 4 months, but from now in January, yeah, it's close to 8 months away.
That's a long time.
The early beginning of September in the fall of this year, when originally it was spring, now it's fall. So that's a huge gap. So hopefully it is fully polished by that time it releases.
Yeah, that's a really long time when you really think about it. It's really a long time. But how you feel about the delay situation, Evan?
So it's a very interesting situation, because obviously I think it's no surprise to anyone, like you said, that it was going to actually happen, because we didn't hear anything after the overview video in October, and then with all this guaranteed stuff that they promised months ago that was going to happen, didn't happen. So that was already one clear indication that we were going to receive an eventual delay. But I think the obvious thing is that even though it is good that the game did get delayed, because now we will hopefully receive a more fully polished product by the time it does release, with more properly rendered graphics, solid frame rate, and of course, since it's going to be co-op, that hopefully the connections are stable enough between people who are playing throughout the servers. But I think it is generally just a bit disappointing, because we have waited almost 3 years since the first trailer in January of 2017. It was late January of 2017, so we're getting closer to the 3-year anniversary of this game's announcement. And it's just a bit kind of agitating to see, because they felt so confident to fully provide us with a solid release date at E3 2019. And of course, there's always development continuations and just switch ups in the company, depending if the game development is going pretty good or if it does need a little bit longer to be polished. That's inevitable, and you can't really manage something like that. That's not really something that you can control unless that you fully expect it to happen down the line. But they are just trying their best to make the best game that they possibly can. But for us fans who are very excited for this game, it's probably up there as one of, if not our main most anticipated game of this year, is with Avengers. And it is just kind of a little bit, kind of just saddening to see it being delayed again for 3 to 4 months after the main release of how it was going to be in May, but now it's January, so it is actually closer to 8 months for when the full thing will launch. And now we don't even know because of this announcement of the delay, we still don't know whether or not we're going to receive the co-op footage for the game,
Right.
or now when this beta is going to release. Before, we thought it was going to come out in April, because then all of the prequel comics would have released and the prequel novel to the game as well, and that would have given a month time gap from then to when the game was going to originally ship on May 15th, 2020. Now, since it's September 4th of 2020, we don't know exactly when we could see the beta or co-op footage show up, or what other footage Square Enix could actually plan to showcase for the game before the release date actually comes around. Is it going to be more story stuff? Is it going to be more actual gameplay footage with the characters fighting, or the customization with the gear loadouts? We don't know, but hopefully we do get answers to those questions sooner rather than later.
Right. Now, we're going to get on to which of gaming events that we think Marvel's Avengers will actually appear in. Now, they have E3, New York Comic Con, Gamescom, and San Diego Comic Con as well, and so many more events as well. But honestly, for my opinion, what I think that Marvel's Avengers will appear in, I think they should appear in all the major events that's going to happen this year to really boost up the marketing. Because you guys, we got 8 months, and that's enough. That's really enough time to really flush out, marketing, building up the hype for the game overall. So I feel like that is the best way for them to go, honestly, especially for E3. That's the, one of the major events this year. And if they show it off during that year, that's gonna build up a lot of hype for some people, because right now it's kind of dry right now. Some people are still excited about the game, and there's some people that just like, oh, okay, we gonna wait till something brand new come out, and there's some people just that just fully abandoned the game. But I feel like if they really reveal them at all the events, major events that's happening this year, I feel like it will get some people more back on the train, for the game overall. And I don't know, it's just the best option when I'm really thinking about it, because it's the best, it's the biggest events that's happening this year, and that's the major event, especially with marketing wise. That's like the first thing you gotta do. You gotta market the game, because if you don't market the game is not gonna do that well. And even though it's Avengers, the Avengers is well known. They well known. Just going off their name alone, of course it's going to get sales, but it's not going to get a lot if you don't promote it, open worldwide, and get more people to know about it. Because believe it or not, some people still don't know about this game, honestly, and it's pretty crazy. Like, that some people still don't really know about this game, but we have to wait to see. But honestly, what I said before, I feel like they should appear at all the major events so they can really flush out the market and get people on the board. What you think? What you think they're up here in, Evan?
You are 110% correct, my friend, because that the name alone won't do this game any favors unless the game is good. That's the whole core process behind any game, regardless of the big IP that's related to. For example, even though Spider-Man PS4, I love referencing this game because it's a perfect example, even though it is a huge name, Spider-Man alone sells millions of copies just from him, the overall pre-order numbers as of right now have been outdone by Last of Us Part 2. So Last of Us Part 2 is currently in more of a financially successful place now, even though it's not even released yet, more so than what Spider-Man was before that game came out. And it's not related to any major property like Avengers or Marvel or DC. It's just The Last of Us. And why is that? Well, it's because Naughty Dog, PlayStation, Sony, because they know the talent behind these studios. They've played the previous game. They know how well that was, and they see how well the sequel is looking, hence why so many people are excited for it, and why the pre-order numbers have already outdone a major IP like Spider-Man. And the fact that that game, Last of Us Part 2, was actually going to release the same month as Avengers was going to be a major backfiring situation for Marvel, because even though Avengers is a massive brand, and of course it was going to do a fair amount in sales regardless, it probably wouldn't have outperformed the sales that Last of Us 2 will gain, or what Spider-Man PS4 has set, which, if you guys don't know, is the highest selling superhero game of all time, over that of the Batman Arkham games in less than a year of its initial release. So there's so many factors going in, and now, since it's releasing in September, it now has to compete with the other delayed game of Cyberpunk, which is another highly anticipated game coming out this year. And now, since we do have these bigger events, like you did say, with E3, Comic-Con, and Gamescom, hopefully now Square Enix can actually see, oh, well, people should actually be informed about the game. What is actually going to happen with the microtransactions, with the cosmetics? How much will they be? Which suits are going to be locked directly behind microtransactions? Because that is a thing that does exist, and we don't know which suits will be locked behind a paywall yet. What is the co-op going to be like? How does that play? Will the story actually have engaging narratives for all the added characters that will be included for years to come? And again, since this is a live service game with added content for free for years on, it now has the current problem of dealing with next gen. Because this game, Avengers, is made for current gen consoles, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are releasing in the holiday of this year after Avengers releases, only a few months after that game comes out. And that is a very questionable problem. Granted, both of the consoles will have backwards compatibility, so you will be able to play Avengers on the next-gen consoles regardless, but it won't be made for those consoles. It will only be able to be played on them instead of being developed corely on those console platforms. So will that be a lowering factor for the financial success that Avengers could have since it's not made for next gen? We will have to wait and see, but again, like you did say, Lejeune, I do definitely think that this is the time for Square Enix to shine and fully change everyone's minds who may be a bit skeptical towards the game if they do promote it again at these bigger gaming conventions like E3 and Comic-Con and Gamescom. And instead of being a bit cryptic with only one gameplay demo of A-Day, they can now hopefully elaborate upon more as to what the wider scope of this game is going to be once it's actually available for people to get their hands on with the beta leading up to the launch on September 4th. So that would be the best possible situation for that game in the long run.
Honestly. But, you know, that was the video. Tell me what you guys think about this delay situation. Do you guys think it was a good thing? You guys, you know, not worried about it? You know, it's a good thing that it's been delayed. And also, where do you think Marvel's Avengers will appear? Do you guys think it'll appear at E3, New York Comic Con, Gamescom, or San Diego Comic Con, or any other events that I've missed? Now, let me know in the comments below. I'd really like to know your opinions on this. And if you guys enjoyed the content or more Avengers content so far, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also got that notification bell as well, so you know if I upload a video go live. But I want to thank you, Evan, for coming out for another collab. We had to do it for the one time.
My guy, I'm honored as always to be featured on your amazing video. Please go subscribe to Lejeune. He definitely deserves all your support. He makes amazing Avengers content that I know you guys will love if you haven't seen it already. And also, just a question from me, do you guys think that Avengers will be able to outsell Spider-Man, or possibly if the upcoming WB Montreal Batman game is announced and or revealed and or released this year as well in 2020, since there are a lot of rumors about that, do you think that Avengers will be able to compete with those games and the potential sequel for Spider-Man if that does get announced too? There's a lot of factors going on here, but we are both, you know, Lejeune and I and all of you hardcore Avengers fans, we are crossing our fingers and hoping for the best. Even though it is disappointing to see this game get delayed, it truly will hopefully be for the best beneficial outcome for this product on release, and we can only hope that it will truly deliver a one-of-a-kind experience that we can hope to play relatively soon.
Yeah. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.
Yeah.